Hey, it's me, Tim, from before. Let's do a quick update on what's going on with the Maccaferri, the plastic guitars that I somehow inherited four of. Well, I bought one of them. And some of the progress I'm making on that. I don't have a ton of progress, but I have a little bit. And so I thought I'd show you some of the sort of pre-planning and the pre-work that I have into it so far before I can get back to it. I got busy, you know how it is. But check it out. To catch you up to speed, a few months back, a viewer named Bruce mailed me a plastic guitar from Russia that was a 12-string, and I had a lot of fun making it playable again. And so he had so much fun watching me mess around with these plastic guitars, he sent me the 3 Maccaferri bodies that he had that were, missing necks and parts and stuff. And I want to put them back together, but I had to buy a 4th Maccaferri so I could see how this crazy adjustable neck system works that I want to try to recreate, but using wood. I don't have all the manufacturing processes they had. So what I'm going to start to do now is just sort of make a list of these things that I need. Like I need to make some spacers that fit in to these holes. It looks like there's like a little nub there. It doesn't have to be exact, but they need to be about 6.63 inches wide. These parts are just kind of standard quarter 20 aluminum machined bolts. So that should be fairly easy to recreate. I just got to get some kind of a screw with I could even do that with a nut, I bet. Like, just create that gap on a regular bolt, cut a screw slot in it, or I might be able to find a piece of hardware. I might be able to find both these pieces of hardware, who knows. But it'll be easy to tap too, because it's just standard stuff. I don't see any fasteners to turn or anything. It might be under this plastic, which is in surprisingly good shape. Although they do seem to turn, so I bet you I can just get new heads for them. You know what? I might even have quite a little too small. Not in here. But I don't think these are just sort of off-the-shelf planetary tuners, which means I can't just find off-the-shelf little heads. So this might be another part I need to manufacture or print. Appears they all do still work. A little alignment pin, which is not necessary. We've got 2 little alignment pins here, which we can... This is aluminum. Obviously these holes are just to remove weight. I do have a brake. I don't know if I can... There's some kind of compound bends happening in here, so I might have to get a little bit creative. I don't really feel like this point, even though there's this big bend in it, I don't feel like this point is all that much lower than that point. The next thing I had to do was start figuring out how to recreate all these parts. So I jumped into my Vectric software and started designing, taking measurements of all of these little bits and pieces and just drawing them out in 2-dimensional form. So I recreated the metal parts flat at least pretty easily, and now I'm looking at the neck, and I just wanted to kind of show the camera this. You can see that it is a wood neck underneath here. There's some kind of cover here, but look at this piece of metal they bent around it. So there's like this piece of metal bent around a wood core. There you can see the wood underneath. These are like alignment holes, and then these are of course the screw holes. So this is like an 1/8 inch thick plastic sort of layer around it. My guess is that they heated it up and formed it around this this metal substrate. Maybe the wood would have burned if it wasn't there. I don't know. And then I don't really know what. You can feel that these dots are slightly recessed, so maybe there's some kind of screw or something that's holding this all together that's hidden by these dots. And then there's these 2 things here that don't seem to come off. Maybe these 2 things here that don't seem to come off. Maybe I could pry them off, but I'm afraid they seem to be part of it. And then there's this whole faceplate, which is quite interesting to look at. And the nut is integral to it. And you can it's a thin piece of plastic, and if I push here, I can kind of feel it give a little bit. So I feel like there's probably a truss rod in there, but that's not adjustable. It's probably just like a steel rod. So as I go and recreate this neck, obviously I can't create the manufacturing processes to wrap it in plastic like this. Oh yeah, and the frets almost feel like there's plastic over them. It's like kind of interesting. They feel like they were like coated too. But you know, I don't know. I don't want to take a file to it because I'm afraid of messing it up to see if it is plastic. But so, you know, I can't recreate all this plastic stuff, but what I can do is get these measurements pretty exact, and I can make a neck that looks like this, and that will fit all these parts just from solid wood. As for the headstock, I'm not going to mess around with the planetary tuners because they're kind of more trouble than they're worth. Maybe I'll look into some options there, but I'll probably just create a headstock with regular tuners. We'll see how this all works as I dig in. I took a bunch of measurements and started modeling it, and we'll talk about that in future videos. All right, so I hit the McMaster car website, and let's see how we did. I found these standoffs that look awful similar to this. The only thing I have to do is tap it. The bolt that goes into the original looks like this, and I wasn't finding anything like that on McMaster, but I think I can just use like a 1/4-20 bolt, and I can run a washer up, like a lock washer up, to create that gap, and that'll work fine. So this is how the original looks inside the body. That's the strap pin there, and then you would adjust the screws to that top hole there to make that go up and down. And here are the ones I just made. I don't think I need that nut there because I had to whittle this down anyways for that to fit, but so you can see that. Well, it looks like it's supposed to. The original kind of end pin looks like that, and it's like a two-part. There's like a two-parter to it, so it has these two pieces that go on to lock the ends. But I just found these on McMaster that will probably do the trick down there. Might have put a lock washer on or something. Only one body has these plastic standoffs in it. I found these on McMaster car that are identical in size, so I'll just have to probably UV glue those on there. And I found these little plastic caps to replace the missing part here, and I found something similar. These will actually look like they'll work right out of the bag. Yep, perfect. I'm going to just take a quick minute to throw in a little commercial for myself. If you don't know this about me, I don't really take corporate money. I don't put ads in my videos for like companies. I can't control what YouTube does around my videos. But I don't really make a lot of money from this stuff. What I do is I make things for a living, and I share some of that stuff here. And so like one of the things I make that I've been working on, I'm really proud to add this to my series of, this bass was for a customer, I didn't film it. I'm making these new bridges for the bass guitar. I have them in 4 or 5 and now 6-string versions, and this is the first one for the 6-string. So I'm really excited. I'll probably be putting up a video about that because something I've been working on in the background alongside of those is a guitar version 2, which is getting closer. It's not quite there yet, but it's almost there, and so I'll be probably putting up something about that in the near future. But if you're interested in any of that type of stuff, as well as the pickups I make and parts and plans and full guitars, they're all for sale over at newperspectivesmusic.com. Including appearonbass.com, which is just a page there where this bass is not for sale because it's for a client, but you can design one like it and I'll make it for you. Newperspectivesmusic.com, appearonbass.com. Back to the show. If you're not familiar with sendcutsend.com, you should be. This is a great way to get your metal parts digitally laser cut to like the 100th of an inch, and it's very affordable. It's the original. Here's my recreation. Looks pretty good. I just have to figure out how to bend these sides up because I think they're a little bit longer than my brake. And then these parts here look good. There's a little bit of a bend there. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do to, I might be able to do that in a vise with a hammer or something, or I might just grind it. These tail pieces are just ornamental, and my first attempt failed because I was trying to match the thickness. So the only metal I found that was in the right sort of diameter, or thickness I should say, was this sort of spring steel, like a tool steel, and they had this really thin stuff, but it's too brittle. It snapped, and I had some other issues in other parts, so I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to have to figure something else out for that tailpiece. Maybe I'll just try a slightly thicker material at Senkasen that's a little more pliable. So I got pretty damn close. I ended up using a stainless steel that they offer, and I used the thinnest version, which is still about twice as thick as it's supposed to be, but I was able to bend it, and it seems like it'll work okay. Alright, that's actually not bad. I just have to, cool, I think I got it. We're close enough at least. Here's a little pull-out story to this Maccaferri build. All of the tuning keys, well I'll show you the original. This is one of the few that weren't broken. They're all broken, they don't work. They're just these like thin hollow pieces of plastic, and they go over these square, focus, these square brass things, and they're pretty simple, right? And I wanted to make them out of plastic because, you know, the whole guitar is plastic. So I figured I could try to 3D print something. And so I was messing around with 3D printing. Here's like a failed one. And what I did is I basically made like a clamshell, like two halves, but with pegs that go together. So I can snap it together. And that has evolved into this one. I'm getting like so much better at 3D printing with my sort of old inferior 3D printer. I'm like so happy with that. But I have these two halves that go together. I got 4 pins that put it together like that. You can see it actually, focus on it, not me. See, it actually looks pretty good. And here's another one that I put on. I don't even have glue on this yet. And even without glue, focus, it's like totally working. And so, if, you know, I can glue it up and make this all work. So what I'm hoping I can do is give it a little bit more shape in this, and figure out a way to 3D print it to have it like be a little less sort of square. But even if I can't, and this is what I end up with, I am like happy with this, that I was able to make this in my shop and it'll work, and it's plastic and it should be strong enough. And so that's like one of the biggest problems solved for just this one, because all the other ones I make, I'm just going to put traditional metal tuners on them. The UV glue, I've used this before on plastic and it worked really well, but this time it's not. And I think it's just because it's not curing right without getting the light that it needs in there. But then I went and tried this other one, and I just used a little bit of this Total Boat CA glue, and it's freaking rock solid. Like, I'm like so excited with how well it came out. I went with some white PLA when I printed these because I thought it would make sense with all the white on the instrument, but it's like a brighter white, whereas this is more like an ivory, and so it doesn't really match. And the white, like it looks like it's just going to get dirty too fast. So I printed them again in black, and I think, you know, I mean, black doesn't really go on the guitar, but at least they'll just sort of disappear this way instead of, because they're not the most attractive thing. This way it'll just sort of disappear a little more. And they printed better. It's better PLA, I guess. Yeah, these look better. The imperfections of the 3D printing don't show up as much, and they just sort of disappear while you're playing, you know. So, I mean, I still would have rather have made them out of you know, wood or done some sort of injection molding to recreate something more accurate. But I just don't have the technology for that, and wood didn't seem appropriate for this plastic guitar. So, you know, this neck is pretty much ready to go with my new 3D printed tuners, and I've got, you know, little plastic parts to fill in. I created some hardware for it. I've got some close enough tail pieces, and then I have where is it? This metal here for the internal sort of strut that attaches the neck thing. But my brake isn't quite long enough to bend this, so I gotta go to my buddy's shop and borrow his. And oh yeah, I got that. So next up is I'm gonna be able to put together the one that I have original and get that all back together, and then start making necks for the other ones. Oh, and of course, I gotta do something dumb, so I'll probably do that too. All right, see you soon.